I'm Taya Williams. Thank you for joining me here on Taya's Sweet Aroma. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the recipe for my brown sugar oatmeal muffins. I have been busy all morning stockpiling my freezer with muffins, and I decided last minute to go ahead and share these brown sugar cinnamon muffins with you because it's been a while since I've shared a muffin recipe here on my channel. And I mean, it smells like a bakery in here. I have like 4 things of muffins going at once. I have some in the freezer. I have some in the back cooling down that will go in the freezer soon. I have some in the oven. I'm prepping more right now. And one thing I really love about muffins is that they freeze up nicely. And if you're like me, most mornings I am pressed for time, especially now that the kids are back in school full time. I'm making breakfasts, if that's even a word. Well, I'm making breakfast. I'm getting lunches ready. I am ironing clothes, which I should probably prep the night before, but I never take the time to do it. So I just have like so many things going on at once. And in the mornings, most times, I try not to just have the kids just have cereal or just warm up some Eggos in the morning. And so what I like to do is I stockpile my freezer with different little treats and things that make it easier for me on those mornings when I don't have a lot of time. I can just grab the muffins out of the freezer, heat them up, and with these muffins, they heat up in under 30 seconds. So you don't have to defrost them. You don't have to bring them to room temperature. In under 30 seconds, you can have a nice hot warm muffin in front of you, whether it's for breakfast or for a snack throughout the day. So what I'm doing right now is I am prepping a whole nother recipe. I've already gotten the brown sugar cinnamon muffins prepped, ready, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ingredients for the muffins, and as soon as they are done, I will bring them out. Well, I'm going to show you the steps too. So as soon as they are done, I'm going to bring them out and show you what they look like. The ingredients you're going to need for this recipe is some whole milk, all-purpose flour, unsalted butter, baking soda, baking powder, salt, ground cinnamon, pure vanilla extract, an egg, old-fashioned oats, and some dark brown sugar. Before you get started making the muffins, what you want to do is preheat your oven to 425 degrees. I've lined my muffin tin with muffin liners. If you don't have any of these liners, you can go ahead and just butter the bottoms and the sides really well, and that way they come out a lot more easier for you. I'm going to set this aside. Now I'm going to take my pastry cutter and I'm going to begin cutting at my oats, getting them to break down into a much finer size. My oats are now almost completely broken down. You can see they're kind of almost to a flour-like texture. And if you don't happen to have a pastry cutter, you can go ahead and break them down in a blender. A food processor will work as well. Whatever you can find to get them to break down to this texture, just use that. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour my milk over the oats. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to allow my oats some time to absorb that moisture, and that way they cook up a lot more better in the oatmeal, in the muffins as they're cooking. If I didn't do this step, if I didn't break them down, then there'll be a lot more thick chunks of oatmeal running through. They'll still have some crunchy texture because they wouldn't have enough time to cook down in that short amount of time that it takes the muffins to cook. So I like to take this step. It's very important. And you want to set this aside for about 10 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time you'll need to get everything else together. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. In this bowl, I have my all-purpose flour. I'm going to now add in the cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Give them a whisk and set this aside. In this bowl, I have my brown sugar. Just going to crack my egg, break it apart just a little, and I'm going to start by whisking together the brown sugar and the egg. After a minute of whisking, you can see that the egg and the sugar has came together nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and get in my butter. So it's important that I mention to you also that the butter and the egg and the milk have all been out and allowed to come to room temperature, which is important in order to get everything to incorporate nicely and bake up nicely. You want to have those ingredients at room temperature. I'm going to get this butter whisked in. It has now been another minute. You can see that all of it's nice and thick. I'm going to get in my vanilla, get this whisked in really quickly. I'm now going to switch over to using a spatula because I don't want to overwork my batter. I'm going to add in about half of the flour mixture. Start folding it in. Once you get that first bit of flour worked in, you can take your oatmeal mixture and you can see that the oatmeal has started to absorb that milk. You want to get all of it into the bowl. Begin folding it into the batter. Add in the rest of the flour. Fold it into the batter. Once all the flour is fully incorporated into the batter, you want to go ahead and stop. That way you don't overwork the batter. I'm now going to take the batter and begin filling all my muffin tins. I like to use the ice cream scoop for this. Just take a good amount of the batter, a rounded scoop, add it into the muffin tins. Okay, now that I have all the muffin tins filled, I'm going to go ahead and pop these into the oven and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Once the muffins came out of the oven, I put them onto this cooling rack, allowed them to cool completely. I wanted to show you the inside so you can see how nice and moist they are. They cook up perfectly, pillowy soft in the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and give this muffin a try. You can really smell all that cinnamon flavor in there, and I like using the dark brown sugar because oatmeal is one of those ingredients that can be a bit on the bland side. So adding in that cinnamon and that dark brown sugar really helps to enhance the flavors of these muffins. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a big bite. Nice crusty exterior, super moist on the inside. The oatmeal is just running all throughout the muffin. It's like tons of oatmeal flavor, like eating an oatmeal cookie, but probably better in a sense because it's so moist. Great in the morning, like I said earlier, with some milk. Great as a snack. You got to give these muffins a try. As always, I thank you for spending time with me here today. I'm going to go ahead and finish baking up a few more so that I can relax the rest of the evening, hopefully. But anyhow, don't forget to like and subscribe below, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.